There's just no way that electric vehicles can one day replace gasoline-powered ones. There are just way too many limitations. They have range issues, weather issues, and what about racetracks and off-roading? It just doesn't work. Some vehicles will just never be electric. They need gasoline propulsion to work, like this Jeep. Obviously, that was a very sarcastic comment because the arrival of a plug-in hybrid Jeep is not only inevitable, it's actually pretty cool. Remember, at the exact same time that Jeep released this version, it also released a 392 Wrangler powered by a 6.4-liter Hemi V8. So don't worry, V8 fans or Jeep fans or whatever kind of fan you are. You can really choose your poison with the Wrangler. This plug-in hybrid variant is actually pretty clever because it still allows you to do regular Jeep things, but also not burn any petrol. You'll get about 40 kilometers of range in full electric mode, and it still has an actual transfer case. That's right, a transfer case in an all-electric vehicle. Now, what's interesting about the way the 4xe was developed is that its electric motor is fitted directly in the transmission. It's the same 8-speed automatic gearbox that you find in a regular Jeep Wrangler. This means that you can attach drive shafts and transfer cases to it. So it's exactly the same as a gasoline Wrangler. I have a mechanical lever right here where I can select 4x4 high, 4x4 low. And because this is the Rubicon trim, because yes, you can have the 4xe in Rubicon, I can lock the front and rear differentials. I can also disengage the front sway bar to give it more articulation. Now, underneath the hood is one hell of a drivetrain. There's a lot going on. The main gasoline engine is a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. It's a 2-liter engine. On its own, it develops 275 horsepower. Now, that's the same engine that you find in the regular 4-cylinder Wrangler. It's fitted to FCA's or Stellantis e-torque system. So there's a small generator that turns on the accessories and turns on the engine itself. It's like a mild hybrid system. And more than 470 foot-pounds of torque. That's almost 500 foot-pounds of torque from a plug-in hybrid Jeep Wrangler. What's also quite neat about the 4xe is its regenerative braking system. Like all plug-in hybrids or electric vehicles, you can use the electric motor to slow down. In the 4xe, you can actually use that as a hill descent control, and it works better than actual hill descent controls. I mean, it will really compress, if you want, the vehicle to slow it down in a hill, and at the same time, you're recharging the battery. So yes, there is a battery in this vehicle. It's a 17 kilowatt hour battery. You're probably wondering, wait, all of these electronics must be dangerous when the 4xe is submerged in water and mud, but no, because Jeep fitted the battery in the back underneath the seat in a waterproof container, and it's actually quite interesting how it was put together. But obviously what you guys want to know is if I can take this thing off-roading, and me being an automotive journalist, I have a lot of experience off-roading. As you know, I drive a lot of vehicles, so I shouldn't be afraid. I'm going to show you what this thing can do in the rough stuff. So although Jeep says that the departure and approach angles of the 4xe are a bit reduced compared to its gasoline counterpart, it's still a Jeep, and you can still do some pretty intense stuff with it, especially in Rubicon trim. As you can see, I'm going through a pretty gnarly off-road trail. I'm in 4x4 low, my differentials front and rear are locked, and I have disengaged the front sway bar to have a bit more articulation. Now, yes, you are hearing the gasoline engine because I didn't charge it enough. I didn't have enough range to get all the way here. So, of course, being a hybrid, the gasoline drivetrain kicks in to help it out. I could technically do all this in fully electric mode. Because the transfer case is loaded directly onto the electric motor, I can engage it the same way I would in a regular Jeep Wrangler. All right, so let's put this thing in neutral. We're gonna use the second lever here to put it in 4x4 low. A whole bunch of lights in the dashboard. Traction control is now off. 4x4 low is activated, and it says hybrid. So even in 4x4 low, I'm running in hybrid mode. Now I don't have enough electricity left to run in full electric because I just got stuck in a lot of mud. Now, it's interesting when you're in 4x4 low and the 4xe, especially in hybrid mode, is you're hearing the 4-cylinder engine running. Sometimes it's really loud, sometimes it's very quiet. There's a lot of stuff going on. You can hear all of the different drivetrains working in harmony to get this thing going over a bump. So here I go in low. I'm gonna go over this one right here, and whoop, and since I'm in a Rubicon model, of course, I've got skid plates. You can feel that. And I got a lifted suspension as well. I also have off-road dedicated tires, and there you go. I went through it. No biggie. This is a pretty gnarly hill, and every time I do these off-roading things, I'm always afraid I'm gonna get stuck or break the press unit. Now, I did do the Rubicon Trail with Jeep. They gave me a few tricks, and okay, no, this is not working. I really thought I could make it. I mean, I thought Jeeps could go anywhere. I mean, I did the Rubicon Trail after all.